Carl Jung's shadow work explained, the part of you you're afraid to see. In his astrological chart, with Atmakaraka, Navamsa, and planetary psychology, to explain his deep fascination with the shadow and inner transformation. What if the part of yourself you've been running from is the key to your wholeness? Carl Jung, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century, didn't just study the psyche. He walked straight into its darkness. In this episode, we'll explore Carl Jung's concept of shadow work, but not just from a psychological lens. We'll go deeper into his astrological chart to uncover why he was destined to explore the hidden side of the human mind. Welcome to the part of you you're afraid to see. Jung was born on July 26, 1875, in Kessville, Switzerland. A man born under the Cancer sun and Aries moon. That combination alone tells us a lot. Cancer, emotional, nurturing, deeply intuitive. Aries, fiery, bold, impulsive. This blend created an inner conflict between emotional sensitivity and instinctive will. The kind of inner duality that would one day inspire his greatest idea, the shadow self. In astrology, the moon in Aries in the 5th house, in his case, made him deeply curious about identity, how the ego expresses itself, and what happens when that ego is challenged. Meanwhile, his sun in Cancer in the 8th house, the house of death, transformation, and the unconscious, marked him as a soul who would live and breathe the mysteries of the psyche. This sun placement is pure shadow work energy. It's the light seeking meaning in darkness. In Jung's Gemini chart, Mars is his Atmakaraka, the indicator of the soul's deepest desire and struggle. Mars in Scorpio, the sign of transformation, death, and psychological depth, tells us that Jung's soul was wired to explore taboo realms, power, fear, repression, and desire. Mars as Atmakaraka creates a warrior soul, but in Scorpio, that warrior doesn't fight others, he fights himself. This is why Jung could not rest with surface psychology. He needed to confront his own inner wars. His famous confrontation with the unconscious wasn't an experiment. It was the destiny written into his birth. In Gemini terms, his Karamkasa Lagna, or soul ascendant, in Pisces, shows that behind his intensity was a spiritual mystic, one who sought to merge with the divine through inner experience. So we see two sides of his destiny: Mars in Scorpio, descent into the darkness; Karamkasa Pisces, emergence into spiritual light. That's the entire arc of shadow work: descent and resurrection. In Jung's chart, the 8th house, the domain of the unconscious, transformation, and occult wisdom, is extremely active. The Sun, Uranus, and aspects from Mars illuminate this house. It's as if the cosmos demanded that he uncover what others fear to see. He once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." That is the voice of an 8th house sun, one who has seen the hidden machinery of destiny. The 8th house also rules crisis and rebirth. Jung's famous break with Freud, his dark night of the soul, was astrologically his Mars Atmakaraka in Scorpio, pulling him toward individuation. He couldn't live Freud's ideas because they were too external, too linear. His Mars wanted truth through crisis and inner confrontation. In the D9 Navamsa, Jung's chart matures, revealing his inner spiritual evolution. His Mars Atmakaraka moves into Pisces Navamsa, emphasizing compassion, mysticism, and transcendence. This shows that Jung's soul journey was to transform raw desire, Mars, into spiritual service, Pisces. His moon in Libra Navamsa made him aware of balance, the harmony between light and dark, ego and soul. This is reflected in his teaching that integration, not rejection of the shadow, brings wholeness. And his Jupiter in Libra, the planet of wisdom and dharma, connects him to universal truth through understanding polarity. In Vedic and psychological terms, Jung's Navamsa shows a man destined to turn psychological struggle into spiritual revelation.